Hello there, and welcome back to the Waifus. It is that time of the month again when we talk about money, how much I've spent on the gachas that I am currently playing. We are playing right now 5 gacha games, so I'm trying to reduce the spending so I can distribute it even more evenly between them, right? It makes sense in my head. Still, I'm trying to reduce overall the spending on gacha games and just go for the most part for monthly cards and battle passes when I can. Of course, some games I'm still spending more, like in NIKKE, but it is what it is, right? It is what it is. We can just use the excuse of I'm a content creator, I need to get all the characters. Not addicted. That's it. Welcome back, leave a like, subscribe, help me grow the channel, and as usual, if you also want to share how much you've spent and you're comfortable talking about it, because it's not something everyone is comfortable talking about money, feel free to leave a comment, saying, I played this game, I spent this much. Once again, I understand some people don't like talking about money, so it's completely fine to not talk about it if you do not want to. I'm gonna be looking at the left from here so I can check my notes, but in NIKKE right now this month, I spent $50, and that's for 2 of the characters that came out recently. So that was for Mana. I got the $20 pack to get 1 copy of her. Also, 2 days ago or whenever Mast arrived, I also spent $20. I should have not, because I got her without spending money, but then it was like, oh, surely I can get a dupe or 2, right, if we spend $20. Which didn't happen, but still good waifu. Other than those 2 character packs, so $20 each, I also got the usual monthly card, and I'm pretty sure I got another $5 pack. So in total, $50 in NIKKE, which still is pretty good considering it's still my main game. And at the end of the day, where most of my audience is, it's enough for me to keep getting most of the characters. Now, there is always RNG involved. Sometimes I'm gonna get lucky, sometimes I will have to use my tickets. For now, I am lucky enough that I have not touched these tickets in months, and so I have 1,600 of them. My idea for these tickets is for the most part collaboration characters and pilgrims. That's it, nothing else, if I can save them for that. If characters are not limited, like Mast and like Anchor now coming next week, I will try to not use them and just wait. If I get them in 6 months, I'll get them in 6 months. There is no rush. A lot of these characters coming out being non-limited means I can just chill a little bit more and not worry so much about FOMO. Still though, it's hard to skip them. So that said, NIKKE, $50. Let's move into the next one, and it's going to be Frontline 2, which is open right here. Now, Frontline 2, it's a pretty cheap game as well for me, even though it's a 0.8% for the gacha. I spent more when it comes to the Covenant rings and when it comes to the skins, rather than the characters themselves or packs in the shop. When the game came out, I spent a lot and I bought a lot of packs. But after the initial wave of those packs and those characters, right, I haven't spent more than the monthly card. So this month for Frontline 2, I spent $25, I believe it was. Yes, $25. I did skip the skin for Diane. I like the skin, but it's just too similar to like the normal outfit. It is a lot, it is better and sexier and whatever you want to call it. But I just don't get enough. And we got confirmation that the summer skin for Sabrina is coming out next. So that I prefer to say for that. On Frontline 2, for the most part, like I was saying, I buy just rings to marry the girls. I already have 2 of them, 3 of them that I marry, a couple of them ready at level 5. And I'm working on Sabrina for her skin, and also, of course, because she is a good waifu. Who doesn't want a waifu that you can eat pizza with? Come on, boys. That's it. $25 in Frontline 2 is not too bad. I don't think I'm going to be spending a lot more, and even when it comes to the battle pass on Frontline 2, I've been just buying the normal one. Because the extra $10 give you a frame, which they are not that good to begin with. They are not animated, nothing exclusive, nothing that's like, I need to get the 600 gems and some stamina, which is good. But then again, I'm a pretty casual when it comes to Frontline 2. I don't care about like half of the game modes or PvP. I'm just collecting the girls, building my characters as they come out, nothing else. So $25, pretty good. I don't think it's ever going to be too much higher unless we get Vector, because she's my wife, and I'll probably spend a little bit more to get more copies. I also play the Chinese version, but I cannot spend on the Chinese version, so I'm not gonna be mentioning it, right? $25 for this game. Let's move into the next one, and that's going to be Starseed Asnia Trigger. When it comes to Starseed, I've been also trying to reduce my spending, and for the simple fact that with the monthly cards, it's more than enough to get every character that comes out to LR with some RNG, and I've been pretty unlucky on the recent banners. The only banner that I did not get to at least LR was of course the Light and Dark banner. But still, you get the skin earlier, so I was able to get her skin anyway. So this game is pretty generous. It is pretty generous. A lot of the game modes, weekly and bi-weekly, will be giving you like 5 to 10k gems. just on a weekly basis with the game modes we have. Between the PvP, between the weekly reset for Dominion and the other game modes, between the custom raid, all of the other stuff that's going on, plus the codes that they are constantly giving away, the game is super free to play friendly. So I'm happy with the game. The only thing that I am buying right now is the normal monthly card. I'm not even buying both of them. Last month I got both of them. Right now I'm only getting the one on the left, and that's it, nothing else. Last month I spent, let me check, $35 in total for Starseed. I really enjoyed the game. I think this has been probably my biggest surprise last year because how much I've been enjoying it, and also they treat content creators pretty well, so I can't complain on that regard. That's it about Starseed. $35. Claudia on the screen with some good feet. Let's move to the emulator for the last two games. Right, next on the emulator we have Lost Sword. For those of you who don't know, this is a Korean game that came out a week ago, probably 2 weeks ago, something like that. We were waiting for it. This is the game where your characters die and they do lose clothing, and they have a lot of really cool characters. One of my favorites right here, Asnia, pretty good looking girl, and also Lucy. I'm a basic bitch when it comes to waifus, what can I say? But the game is pretty good. The game, I've been having a lot of fun with it. You can build characters on a lot of different ways, and basically it's kind of an RPG system for the gear, where you have different rarities and random stats, so this is going to be your end game grind. There is a lot of ways of farming gear. I would love if they include more ways of grinding gear, because right now it's still kind of limited. It still feels too much in gacha, because you basically either wait on your idol to get lucky and get some gold pieces like here, or you go and grind it only 10 minutes a day on this dungeon right here behind me. Just behind me right here. So I would love if they increase those 10 minutes to a lot more, or they give us more ways to grind gear. But I can't spend money in this game as much as I like it, so $0 for Lost Sword. Now it's a Korean game on the emulator, and you cannot spend unless you have a Korean account on Google Play. The game is, as you can see, is mostly translated into English already. There are things that are still not translated, but for the most part it is translated. So I'm expecting the game to be coming in the upcoming months into global already, because once again it's fully translated, and when it comes out I'm not gonna be spending that much. It's just gonna be the monthly card and the battle pass, because the battle pass includes a 5-star character, random, some pools, materials, etc., which is more than enough for this game. As a free-to-play, right now it feels good, but the moment you start going into the idle, onto the daily grind instead of pushing campaign, the gems become pretty dry, even with the dailies. They already mentioned that they're working on giving us more ways of gaining gems because people were complaining. So we'll see what they do. I know that they did a patch note going over it and on their plans, but I haven't gone through it yet. That said, let's go into our last game because I can't spend here, and it's going to be Trickle Revive. So Trickle Revive is another Korean game that we're waiting for global. This one is not even translated in English yet, so it's even worse than Lost Sword, because even though they have the pre-registration for the other versions already up, the Taiwanese version, we don't know when global is coming. It's still an incognito. Still, $0, you will have the total on screen on how much I've spent this month, right there, right? Which is better than previous months, so not gonna complain. This is one of the games that I've been waiting for at least already more than half a year. I started playing this game on June of last year, and I knew about it for a few months beforehand, but I didn't want to start playing because I thought we would be getting global soon. But as time went by and I saw we were not getting any news, I was like, okay, let's just play the Korean version, get acquaintance with the game so we can make content when the game comes out, and then just check the characters and all of the waifus that they have, right? So I've been waiting for this game to come out. There is no specific dates or specific news on when it's coming, but we will keep playing the Korean version until global comes out. That said, like I was saying earlier, that is my total for this month spent right on top of me, and the only other game that I've dropped is Soul of Dragon. I already made the video on this game when it came out, and I was playing the game, so you guys can go check that specifically. But this game, even though it's decent, it's not a bad game by any means. It's just, it was too greedy and how many dupes they are asking for. The waifus are pretty nice. If I can see them without an account, which that would be nice. As you can see, pretty good waifus. They're making pretty good banners as well. The characters is fully 3D, which is always welcome, in contrast to having the usual chibis into the... But when it comes to, first of all, spending, you can't spend. I also asked if the English version was in the works, and they answered that not at the moment and they have no plans. They will send the feedback into the team, but that means absolutely fucking nothing. So I have no expectations of this game to come to global. If it comes to global, I will give it a second chance, because again, a lot of characters that I really like in this game. But until it comes, right? Until it comes to global, and if it comes to global, I'm not gonna be bothering with the Chinese version because I don't think it's good enough. Now, that said, enough jumping for this video. That's gonna be it for how much I've spent, what games I've dropped, which is only Soul of Dragon, and what games currently I am playing, which is 5 gachas. Hopefully we don't keep adding it to the list and we remove some, okay? 5 is already too much, boys. That said, like I was saying at the beginning of the video, if you're comfortable talking about how much you've spent in gacha games, feel free to leave a comment down below explaining which games you play and how much you spent. And if not, hope you enjoy the video as usual. Have a great day, bossos. Good luck with your pool dinner dates. I'll see you in the next one.
役立たずは楽園から追放するのみ。ブランとノワールのショータイムです。天地万物を切るとはこういうことです。